All right, guys, before we get into this podcast, YKTR Sports has officially aligned with Dabble for the football season and the betting season. So if you want to follow us on Dabble, go hit the link down below. The thing I love about Dabble is it's very interactive for a betting platform. It's got live streams, it's got banter channels, and the best thing about it and the favorite thing I love about it is you can copy bets. So each week, myself and a few of my friends, including C-Norms, maybe Bring the Oracle back and a few others, are going to be putting our best tips in there every single week and we're jumping on live stream. So if you want to get amongst the fun at Dabble and YKTR Sports, go follow down below. Let's get into the podcast.
No, I'm never above ya. I'm never below ya. Always beside ya.
What's up, Pauls?
So my guy.
Bro, obviously crazy news for us from YKTR. Super pumped to have you on board. So yeah, just want to say thank you for trusting me and trusting us, and we'll talk about the deal a little bit later. But first and foremost, bro, how are you? And a little bit of a mental health check-in.
Yeah,
how's it all going?
I like that, man. I like that, hey. I seen you kind of exploring that kind of self well-being, bro. So it's pretty mean. Actually, I'm good, bro. Missing home, missing the family, but when you have 3 kids, bro, it's like the footy side is a bit different, you go away and you're like, frick, want to help Sas at home, but no, I'm good. Footy's good, life's good, the heart's good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yourself?
Love that, bro. Yeah, obviously a bit of a rattled last couple of weeks. Bro. But honestly, when I got to a point where I actually accepted the scenario for what it is, ended up seeing solutions everywhere, and excited that you're on board, and Cheese, and obviously we've got a bit of a group chat going on, and sort of just bouncing ideas. And I even seen Cheese when I seen him yesterday, and then I started posting all our stuff that we've been working on. And bro, I was trying to go to sleep last night, then all the message and shit coming
100%.
through.
But if there's anyone there that's gonna come back and do great things, it's you. You've been paving the way since the get-go, so
thanks, guy. I appreciate that. So yeah, first and foremost, bro, obviously world athlete, known worldwide, Adidas, Nike, all after you. You're sponsored by ASICS as well. Why us? Why YKTR?
When I was coming through the ranks, obviously there was Gary Vee, and then the next step was you, and I think just the content you're bringing out from the get-go, just real relatable. I could understand it, could get it just through the language you were speaking. So been a massive kind of fan for a couple of years now. And bro, I've started my career with Ardie, went to ASICS and been with ASICS for ages, and then kind of was at that point of my career where I was like, shit, I need to try and I guess financially just see what's the best deal. And then I sat with Sase and I was just like, babe, what do you, because I'm coming towards not the end of my career, but I'm just planning the exit, just trying to transition smoothly. And I thought, I'm into my athlete brand, trying to grow that. And I said, the best person to try and align with is YKTR, you. So I was going to sign with Nike.
Yep.
But then
that would have been cool.
That would have been cool, yeah. But the thing is, bro, Nike, there's no Nike New Zealand. So it's just Nike Australia, and with the All Blacks, you can't wear Nike boots.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Adidas own the rights from head to toe. So, but yeah, bro, I think looking back, I'm so happy that I've made that decision. Just apparel, ASICS, obviously footwear, and then YKTR apparel, but I think it's just more the opportunities to collab, which I love. With those big brands, you don't get the opportunity to have a say in certain areas, or pretty much majority of the areas.
Yeah.
And I'm a creative guy. I got ideas like you, bro, just but it's cool to be able to just WhatsApp together and just bounce ideas, bro. So that's why I really chose YKTR, just to be able to collab, explore new opportunities.
Yeah, and the thing I'm excited about, and it's it'll be positioned as signed as YKTR, but it's more so just a brand partnership with your clothing side, and we'll talk about how you sort of break your body up into merch deals and shoes a little bit later. But yeah, anyone that's sort of listening in, it's just my job, and the way I see it, is to sort of facilitate Ardie's ideas and dreams and turn them into like product or services or marketing campaigns, and we've been going back and forth hard on WhatsApp lately. So we've got some really cool ideas. They are going to take time to put together, but like I said, I think we've got the ultimate flexibility. And same thing, like when we signed Cheese very early on, we were sort of in conversations, and I was like, imagine if we can get Ardie as well. And sort of just reached out and like, is there anything we can work out? And I was like, bro, 100.
Because I was mentioned just jumping on a podcast with us. And it was like, bro, you the athlete that was on a story that he said he's going to sign. And I was like, hey, what are you talking about?
Bro, it's pretty crazy, yeah. And like, obviously, if you know YKTR story, a few things have happened, but it gives us time to really focus on people that are in the current, in the now. And I love Cheese because he's like different, like he's uniquely himself, and I think you're uniquely yourself, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Those are the types of people I like to be around and build partnerships with. So we're excited for a couple things we've got coming up.
It's different, like, because I like, you think of like the athlete space, and especially in Union, it's not common. We always, like, athletes are always just with the big brands. So I think this is like, hopefully, like, it just like plants a seed in athletes' minds around different ways that they can like maneuver their signings. Like,
yeah, for sure.
If they can be like sell different rights, like, okay, I'll go with this brand and just they can have my footwear rights, and then I'll go with these people for apparel. So you're just like getting best of both worlds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and like a lot of people, like the easy thing for us would be like, oh, hey, Ardie, here's some money, here's our clothes, go run around Wellington and we'll film you and do a swipe up. But I think the cool thing about you is, and you're open to all these ideas, is like we want to build product and storytelling that like lasts, you know what I mean? I want someone, like when we do our first proper drop, that if they don't cop it, they remember it like 20 years down the track. Like, remember that time Ardie done that, and there was a line of that. Like, that's the type of stuff I want to build. And I probably went away from that last couple of years because I was worried about everyone else, bro, and trying to do everything. And we sort of lost our identity a little bit with YKTR, where it used to just be organic and fun.
And bro, the last couple of weeks I've just been binge, like, listening to your podcasts, like when you used to be in the studio. And it was mean, bro. Like, it
was just more authentic, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, and you're watching your vlogs, and even like your post around, or you sent me like, you know, the popcorn analogy around the McDonald's and how they do that, bro. That shit's gold. Like, that's the stuff I fell in love with.
Yeah, bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I even found through those podcasts when I was being like, well, fucking crying and shit. But everyone that come back around, bro, like, oh, we actually missed the side of YKTR, and I sort of probably put my value into other people for a lot of time, and sort of just lose yourself a little bit sometimes. So it's been crazy. Yeah,
but the good thing, bro, like you look at, like they say, you look at someone and you look at the fruit, like, you know, of what they're doing, and especially like around leadership. You look at the players, look at the team, talk to the players, and that's where you'll find if they're a great leader or not. But you look at you, bro, like you got all the guys that have come and worked for YKTR, and they've just now like flourished and done bigger and greater things. So like a lot of people are like, bro, it's us, like the boys left, any drama going on? I was like, nah, bro, like the boys have just got big opportunities.
Yeah, just what happened.
That's what happens, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that's a like testament to how you operate and the brand, because a lot of like Caleb, like I just followed him on Instagram not long ago, and just seeing him do his mahi, and like obviously Scope and they're doing their thing. So,
and like you wish them well, the way I see the world is there's so much abundance, bro, and we all can win, bro. You can win, I can win. We can do this together. They can do it out there, bro. So much success, and whatever you place your success on, like everyone can go grab it. So 100%. It'll just be selfish. So I was like, no, fuck these cunts, man.
That's what I'm worried about. I was like, bro, like that's when I'm on WhatsApp. I'm like, bro, I don't want to message Ice too much because obviously, you know, I want you to like do you and focus on you. But then here I am with all my ideas and just like, gee, what do you think? What do you think?
And then you'll see me whack her out 20 messages in through. So like when I look at you, I see you as someone who's paving the way in Polynesia. Like we're both Polynesian boys, and obviously when we grow up, like we're taught not to speak back and answer back. But you're in a position now where one of the best players in the world in your position, which is hard. You know, I mean, usually it goes to like teens or guys like that. But being able to be a proud Polynesian guy, not lose your way, but go into like boardrooms and have conversations. How did that come about? Like, I know you've always moved like a little bit differently, but how did all that come about?
Man, I think, bro, from a young age, I've just always, I don't know what it is, bro. I just always had that mindset to prove people wrong. And I think it like sitting back and reflecting, I reckon, because I was like in the rugby game, I was like small, bro. Like compared to Bus, like Jules, I was just like small, teeny, weenie dude. And because I love like playing loosey, like coaches, players always told me that I was too small. So I was just like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna prove you guys. And that's where I kind of like, obviously if you watch me play, like I just go hard, because I think it stemmed from when I was a kid. But yeah, from then it's just kind of, that's kind of skill sets transferred into like off the field stuff. But I still struggle with it now, bro. Like I'm still kind of navigating the space of being in like big boardrooms, meetings with CEOs, coaches, and talking about big decision-making processes within the business.
Do you reckon they try and finesse you with wording or anything like that?
What was
Or do you reckon they try and finesse you with like technical words or anything? Or
No, not really, but I always try and do my homework. So like, always trying to do my homework, so when I go into that meeting and they try and bring things up, I'm just like, bang. I just know, like,
cool.
So it's pretty cool, bro. And I find like in those board meetings, sometimes there's like, gets heated and it gets like, we call it like just courageous conversations, but then afterwards, bro, it's like the trust becomes even tighter because we're able to do that. And I feel like
that's a really good point, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, I don't know if it's the Polynesian thing, but Kiwis, bro, like they find it hard to navigate the conflict and chat about that.
Nah, do you know what it is, bro? So like, if you've got an Islander dad, if you answer back to your Islander dad, poof.
Bro, that's the thing, and that's what I've been trying to push around like coaches, leaders that are not like Polynesian, is the fact that like for me, bro, I never talk back to Jules and my dad just because it was like
out of respect.
Out of respect. So then when the coaches or that, like if they told you weren't playing or you didn't agree with what they were saying, you're just okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But then just like lay low and sit in the background and then go in your little rooms with the PI boys and talk shit.
Yeah, 100, eh?
Yeah. But nah, like slowly now, like even me, bro, I'm still in that process of like breaking through those barriers, man.
What have you found works? Like I said, like we struggle with authority or someone who we perceive to be in a high position because we've been taught that as respect. What's the best way you feel like you can approach conversations like with a coach if you got dropped? Because like you said, like a lot of the boys will just go nod their head, go yep, and then go backstab and Tongan or Samoa. And like, what's the best way have you found then? Or have you been dropped before?
But the only time that like, so when I got dropped, I didn't deal with it well, bro. Like I threw a sook, and this was 2017, and just wanted to quit rugby.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Literally, like, and in 2018, that's where my career kicked off. But looking back now, bro, I wish, like, I was just able to just be like, hey, like, coach, yeah, you're free for a catch up. And then just like chat around my game and just ask him is there anything in my game that I need to be better at. Because
a lot of the times in professional sports, it's not personal, isn't it?
Nah.
Yeah.
Never personal, bro. But for us, we take it personal. Well, that's the difference, bro. I reckon, like even for me, like when someone builds the trust and I see them making the effort with me and vice versa, I find it way more easier to take it when they come at me, like they keep me accountable.
Yeah, for
Whereas
sure.
if someone doesn't take any like there's no like effort into getting, like I'm a big person of like getting to know someone outside of footy. So like, for example, like if a coach shows that they like, oh, how's Sas at home? How's the kids?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, fuck, this guy cares. And then for me, I'm going to give back tenfold for this dude. But when, like, for me, it's like, if they don't have that, like, I just don't get that connection. That makes sense.
And that's an Islander thing too, because we're so intertwined with family, you know what I mean? So I remember when I first got to Penrith, like Petro Sivanasiva, he was there a couple years before, but he used to go out of his way to like make sure he knew like everyone in the team, like top 25, top 30, but also like their kids' names and stuff like that. And like you see the boys just wanted to rip in for him.
That's what I try and do is now like being senior dude and a leader in some of the teams I play, I always just try and like, you know, the questions are a bit different, you know, like not how was the weekend, G, how was town? I was just like, bro, how's how's the family? Like, how's mum and dad?
Yeah.
Or just get to know them. So, because I know for me, someone asked me those questions as a young, I'll be like, shit, this guy actually cares.
Yeah. All right, so as an athlete, like I said, you're kind of on the forefront and down there, and the way you position yourself. Did you do your own deal? Do you have a manager?
So I did my 4-year deal. Yeah, bro, crazy. I literally watched Bobby Wagner, NFL player, his Instagram video about him negotiating those deal, and I just sat there and go, like those moments, like I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And literally did it, and bro, it was like one of the most rewarding experiences, bro, as an athlete. And I think at that point I was sick. I was tired of like people speaking on my behalf, and I was lucky enough that I was playing well, so I had good leverage, and literally, just went into the meetings. The hardest thing I found was talking myself up, bro.
Oh, really?
That was the hardest thing for me.
Is that
just felt like a little bit uncomfortable.
Just being an islander,
Just
taught to
like,
being
yeah,
humble.
Just to talk, you know, like being humble, and which I think is cool. But yeah, man, I was just like, bro, you know, I was just like talking, like pretty much just talking, blowing smoke up my ass. Bro.
Yeah, but doing it respectfully in the right way.
In a respectful manner. And to be fair, the people that I was dealing the contract with, they were pretty good too.
Yeah.
They kind of didn't have anything to say because I was playing well.
As long as you're playing well, you can do
But
whatever.
I'm grateful for that experience, bro, because I had to like read the collective bargaining agreement. So I had to read all that stuff, do my homework. And yeah, bro, just went into that and just fought for my value.
That's exciting. I've heard you talk about this before when you had your podcast where you feel like players should be open about, especially between each other, and talking about, how much are you on, how much are you on? Were you doing that in the background, or?
Yeah, well, see, that was the only downfall about me negotiating my deal, because with agents, obviously they'll look after like 100 athletes.
Yeah.
And some of the athletes so for example, the old agency was like, they looked after me, Sam Kane.
Oh, so same guys in the same position.
Same position. So like, I always had that like, who are they gonna fight for more? You know, like they didn't sit right with me. So yeah, man, I like TJ Perenara's is the same as well. Like, we encourage athletes, but then I guess it's not for everyone. Like, we respect like others that don't want to share, but man, the power in someone sharing in the similar positions, similar test caps around what you are on and what they are on, you can see like the differences, and you can actually challenge the system around it.
Yeah, for sure.
And challenge them. And bro, it's even happened recently with me, like talking to the boys and finding out, and then you go and have those conversations and just like, holy, like.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's good in a way, because
you can see both sides there. Like, why boys would want to like not tell anyone, or if they do want to tell, I don't know.
Bro, it's individual preference, but.
What do you see the future of player management happening in sports? Like, have you thought about that? Like, obviously you're comfortable doing your own deals.
Yeah.
Do you see a change in that sort of space? Because it's a slimy industry, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, because I've been catching up with Yktr, who.
He's a smart dude, eh?
Bro, intelligent dude. He was one of the guys that had the biggest impact on me in terms of like property and like off-field stuff. But just talking to him recently, because he's just come back from France, and we've been chatting about the agency space, and yeah, man, I see like around that, like if there were agents that were able to create income for themselves and put food on the table, but not take commissions off the players' contracts, that would be all time.
Do you know the way I sort of see it happening, bro? And like, we're kind of in this space now. I'm not saying I'm your manager or anything, but I think you'll get like groups of people going together, but then having connections to like business people and like, you know what I mean? You're signed to Rock Nation, you got access to those guys. Cheese with the Roosters, he's got access to billionaires and the thing. I'm like the sort of young sort of entrepreneur guy. I think you'll start to see guys move like Uninterrupted, or Coda, who looks after Sonny and Quaid, like those really rich guys who can look after the boys, walk into a meeting, know they're not going to get fucked over, but not take anything away from them.
100%.
I think that's the way it's going to be.
Bro, I reckon, and it'll be awesome, bro, that if that moved that way.
Yep.
Because at the moment, like my old agencies, bro, the only time I heard from them was when my contract negotiation was coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it was like, in terms of like helping me out outside of the field, it was never the case.
And like like in football, I'm sure it's the same in uni. We always hear things behind the scenes, like I'll get you that player if you give me one like a little bit later.
Yeah.
Like they have just got too much control, bro.
Bro, 100%. And I think it's like there's a balance, but like the more, I guess, players take interest in their own stuff and like are more aware, because I feel like players just rely on the agents too much, bro. Like, like agent be like, oh, this is the deal, mate. This is a great deal. Okay, yeah, sweet.
Yeah. I think it's important for guys like us to speak up, especially by Polynesians' behalf, because I think NRL is like 50% Polynesian now, and I'm sure uni is not too far behind there. So it's important for us to have these types of conversations.
100%, bro.
Fuck, I'll call it out. I don't care.
What is that?
I'll call it out. I don't care. I hate those dudes.
I've been calling it out and being a pest
Yeah.
for ages. I'm like, when people see me, like, they just roll their eyes because I'm that guy, like, that always questions, like, because I know the collective bargaining agreement. When I see things happening in Super Rugby around commercial IP and stuff like that, I'm just like, hold on, isn't he supposed to be get paid? And they're just like, oh. And I was like, bro, like, you know, just that little stuff.
I heard this micro clip, 50 Cent the other day. He talked about, like, he goes, the biggest gangsters are in the boardroom. Like, they don't have that, they'll do it right in front of you on a piece of paper. You sign it. He goes, they don't even give you the courtesy of putting a gun to your face and you feeling that anxiety of getting robbed on the street. They'll just do it right in front of you with a smile on your face.
Bro, 100%.
Yeah.
Bro.
And I always thought of that. I was
They're
like,
the
bro,
real
that's
gangsters,
it.
bro.
Yeah, fucking oath. And it's scary, man, because there's plenty of guys getting fucked over from it.
Yeah, I just seen a podcast with what's the league dude with James Marshall? What a lad!
Oh, Elijah Taylor, bro.
Elijah Taylor, yeah, I
I
just
played
saw
with Elijah. I know that the dude who fucked him over. I know the dude.
True.
Yeah,
I just saw that micro clip of like he was just showing the list and how he hit him up. That's
sad,
crazy,
man. But he was
bro.
just, like, bro, he was giving all his money to that dude. Like, his bank was going through and going straight to him. Like, you got to have some financial awareness, and that's probably another conversation or something we can build on over time to teach like Islander boys financial
100%.
awareness.
And that's what I've been like trying to like encourage the boys is like you said, build a team around you, so and people that you trust, so that like you've got your financial people here, you've got like your agency commercial deals here, you've got people, if you're into it, like build your brand here, and it's just like a team. It's just helping someone, bro.
Yeah, those uninterrupted guys, like LeBron does it the best, eh?
It's mean, bro. Like, he's massive, bro. He's like my favorite. But like, it's cool because it's just like all his day one boys. He's just like brought them up with him.
Yeah, that's even cooler. Rock Nation, how'd you? That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
How did that deal come about?
Bro, Sia Khaleesi, so the South African captain. Me and him are like really close, and he was their first rugby athlete, and literally post 219. So like literally after I had signed my own contract, they just came on board, asked if I wanted to join just through Sia, and I was like, bro, why not? Like, it's a
global brand,
you know, why not? Massive opportunity. So
what's that experience been like? Like, how does that even work?
Bro, like literally, like they, like obviously contracts, commercial, they're just like another sports agency.
Yep.
But bro, do it different, man. Like, you know how I mentioned, like, I didn't hear from my agent until I negotiated my contract. These guys, every fortnight, jump on a Zoom call. You've got like the head agent, you've got head of commercial, 2IC to commercial, you got head of social marketing, 2IC to social marketing, you've got communications, like media, comms, and they're all on the call, bro. And obviously, like, you know, like, we do family, man. Like, Americans, bro, like, hey, Ardie, you know, like, talking like that. Sometimes I'm like, just like, what the? But yeah, like, the calls are like that, bro, and they just go through their categories. So, like, commercial ads where these are the companies that we've reached out. These are the ones that are really interested. What do you think?
Yeah.
So that whole process is like, they're keeping me involved and in the loop and always updating. And bro, anything I want, bro, like literally anything I want, I just hit them up and they're just like that. Done. Bro, and that's like, bro, grateful, man, like real blessed.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be with them and see, like, and if it's really good, then I'm gonna push and try and get some other Kiwi brothers to sign off Rock.
If you could, off the top of your head, who would be first cab off the rank that you'd bring in?
Like, because obviously, like, you know, the guys like you, like the guys that are like,
they
know themselves, like TJ and that. But I was I was always thinking around the young bucks. I'd say like,
Rico's pretty cool, eh?
yeah, Swaggy Reeks.
Yeah.
But bro, he's got his own. He's like his own man, his own person. And I think his dude's pretty awesome. I say Ruben Love.
Yep.
Ruben Love. I don't know if you heard of him.
Nah.
It's this young kid. Plays for the Canes. Injured at the moment. He's pretty swag. But yeah, not anyone that pops in front of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously got the World Cup this year. Obviously, I'm a Kiwi, and once World Cup year comes around, it all seems to be on the focus on it. It's probably the most open the World Cup's ever been, in my opinion.
Bro.
I was even talking to Dan. When we met Dan Carter, I was buzzing, bro. I was like, fucking so happy. He's cool. Bro, what's your thoughts leading into a World Cup? Obviously, you've been there before. We had Japan, and you come back, and you felt the loss, you felt the pain from it. Where do you sit 4 years later now?
Bro, excited, eh? Like, obviously, got to make the team first. It's just like,
You'll be all right, bro. You'll be all right. I think you're going to be all right, bro.
Because there's a thing in the boys when you're like, oh, talk about it.
Oh, okay.
They're like, already in the team, is it?
Yeah. I know what New Zealand's like.
But nah, it's pumped, bro. Like you said, man, like all the teams are like, you know, back in the day, All Blacks used to just smash every team. And it'll probably be like the odd 1 or 2 teams that are like, oh yeah, these guys will give them a crack.
Fucking French dudes, man. Hey, they're annoying,
They're massive. And the thing, bro, is like, we always used to, our point of difference was our like skill set, our fitness. But now the teams have caught up, bro, and their sizes, but these guys that are twice the size of myself and move like the same speed and shit. It's crazy. But nah, excited, bro. Like, yeah, the tournament's wide open, bro. Anything
That's
can
a
happen.
perfect spot too, France. Like, that's exciting. Like, I was in Toulouse last year. I think that's where it was. Yeah. Is that where the Dupont and Intermac and that play for?
Where's that?
Toulouse.
Yeah,
I was there, bro, and they're like rock stars, man. Normie was saying that they get flown in helicopters to nightclub appearances.
What?
Yeah, bro, yeah. And Normie's just sitting there going, what's going on
Doesn't
here?
surprise me, bro. They do it different over there.
Yeah. Yeah, so just excited for that. Like, obviously there's been a lot of chat around your coach, and I've seen you stick up for your coach. Yeah, just ready to roll, eh?
Yeah, bro, ready to roll. It's pretty different, eh? Like, bro, 2019, like, I was like doing my podcasts, like looking back now, like doing my podcast, doing TikTok just when it came out during World Cup. And you know how like back then, because I was playing well, it was like no one really came up to me and hit me up like, gee, stop it. But like, I'm glad I was like that because I was just doing like me.
Doing you, yeah.
And like really like, didn't kind of probably appreciate how big the tournament was. I was just like this young kid, like, yo, take each game.
You and
week
Richie
by
Mwanga
week.
too, eh?
Huh?
Richie Mwanga's in there too, eh?
But that was us, dude. We were just like, and Reeks, we were just like grateful. But like now it's different, because obviously being a leader, it's like that. And then now now you know the pressure and what it means to be like not saying I didn't know what it meant, but you know, being in the team longer, you know what's at stake kind of thing. So like the mindset's a bit different, yeah.
A little bit more chilled?
Yeah, chill, and probably more just like, probably just older, wiser. You know?
Yeah, you get older, right?
Yeah. I always just try and keep that mindset, bro, just to keep enjoying my footy. Like literally as simple as that. And just trust my skills and just go out there and jam.
It's crazy. You've been surrounded by some pretty great leaders. Obviously, sat in a leadership talk with Dan Carter, and I was only.
How was that, bro?
It was mad, bro.
He's GCA.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I wish it, like, he was so humble too. I was like, fuck. I'd be carrying on if I was that good looking or that the way I played that way. But we were in a room full of like a whole NRL, like they were talking about CBA, bro. And it got to a Q&A, bro. No one was asking questions. I was like, oh fuck, yeah. Bro, I asked like 3 questions, bro, because I just wanted to like talk to him and pick his brain. And boys were just going, oh, what would you do if you played league? I was asking all these other shit. Fuck. I asked a stupid question, but after that I wanted to go a bit deeper. Yeah. But you've been surrounded by great leaders. You're a leader now. What's some of the biggest lessons you've learned from those guys? Richie McCaw, SB Dub's been in there as well. DC.
Yeah, so I wasn't in the era when Richie was there, so I came in after.
After, okay.
But yeah, like, bro, Sonny, SB Dub, bro, he was the man. Like, he was one of those leaders that literally would do anything for the boys, and he'll stick up for the boys too. Like, he didn't give a
like with coaches or
above. Yeah, didn't give a fuck. Like, even if it was around like cultural, like just casual racism stuff, he would just call it out.
Oh, bullshit. Was there like casual racism?
Oh, not, just the locker room chat stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he would call it out straight away. But bro, I found the best leaders that I really like followed were the ones that like didn't speak much and just led through how they played, like just actions, bro. I reckon they were the most powerful leaders.
Was Sonny important to understand how to deal with like loss? You know what I mean? Like remember after the World Cup, he just seemed like, I wouldn't say he seemed normal, but he said like in the context of life, it's just sort of a game. I'm obviously paraphrasing him. How to deal with defeat, was that important to understand?
Like he nailed on the head. Like I always wonder, like, bro, this guy doesn't like care as much as other people. But now being in like, because obviously he had family and his faith, and now you understand when what he was doing.
Yep.
I reckon he was huge, bro, and because he was Sonny Bill, man, like. It was like you're at school going, Sonny Bill,
yeah,
offloads, and then you're playing with him, and just seeing him, he's just a normal dude that just played footy because he loved it, but then trying to help the boys outside of it was pretty mean,
All right, what's your thoughts on, obviously, I think rugby league does it real well, where we'll transfer to the social media aspect real well, and I know you're passionate about this because we talk about this a lot. How do you think, and I'm careful how I word this, but how do you think rugby can get better in that space?
I reckon just how they market the game, man. Like, they're slowly starting to realize how important content is. But like, I reckon at the moment, their mindset is like commercial first, content second, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. So they're not going to do content unless it's got an ad behind it or paid for.
Yeah. And at the moment they're like, hey guys, do you want to be on board with the Hurricanes? And it's just basically like off like what we do on the field. But I reckon if they like focused content and could provide value for the fans and the people, the commercial sponsors will come.
Yeah, you go the other way around, don't you? Yeah.
I reckon that's like the biggest opportunity or the biggest like kind of missing gap in union, I reckon.
Because I was like, I remember when I was listening to Dan Carter talk, he was going, oh, this is the way the All Blacks do the thing, and this is how we do it, and everything is in-house. And I respect that because obviously you guys had so much success over a sustained period, but then it's also like, fuck, like what are these guys up to behind that wall? And I think that's how you bring sort of more people into the game, because union's global, bro. Like league's cool, bro. We only play on the east side.
It's only like Aussie UK, is it?
Yeah, Aussie max. Like, and in the UK, bro. Like when I was there, like when the news comes on, bro, it'll go like EPL. Like when the ads come on, all the league stuff will come on. So they're right down the bottom of the pecking order. Salary caps aren't as high. Like it's banked on tradition, and I feel like rugby's kind of like that too, where it's got such rich history within the game. It just hasn't quite moved with technology as quick as it should.
Yeah, but I reckon there's heaps of like massive opportunity for it to grow, and that's the exciting thing. And it's like it's slowly starting to like turn that way. And yeah, like it's like you think of it, bro. Like you got South Africa, UK, like World Cup in 231 is in America. Like it's just like rugby's like global. Like it's, people think it's small, but it's global.
No, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's
man.
huge.
And like we talked about like subscription models, and like just imagine they converted like 10% of their followers into a subscription model, bro. They'll be 10xing what they're making probably now.
Do you know what I'd do, bro? And like obviously it would need to get funded, bro. I'd build it around high schools. Because I was talking to Joey Damon and you come up because he's from Wellington, and like just help all that high school
your
chat.
Social media was all based on Wally schools, pumping it up.
But like I'd build series around like high schools, and like it wouldn't have to be long. Like obviously you get your like competition that comes through, or like whatever the high school competition is, but then build that around South Africa too, and then build that around Australia. Because those South African, like when they're all in that circle, it's like we do huckers in New Zealand. They do all their little chants or sing songs, bro. It's so vibrant to be around.
Africa schools doing their chants on the.
That's what I mean, bro. That's where the content should be. And then you build those guys and you follow them. So say if someone tracked you from your time at high school, Imagine that, bro. Imagine if someone tracked that all the way to where you are right now.
Because they did talk about that, bro. Because like I think you know how Sky Sport televised college rugby in New Zealand. I think they like cut it back,
Why?
because they were like saying like, bro, Kiwi thing again. Like saying, oh nah, exposing the kids like too much on TV and they're getting big egos.
Oh, they're not doing that on social media. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
like,
I mean?
you know, like it's pumping the, but
Because I love when all those because I'm on Facebook and all the old school highlights come up. It might be Richie Mo'unga or Will Jordan when he was down in Christchurch, still running the same. Like that stuff's cool to track. And if you look at American sports where they do, because we don't have a college system, bro. We don't have like uni system. The boys are already picked up by then. But I think if you built it around high school, I think it'd be cool. I do get that conversation that they're having about the mental health and, bro. But when I was in 20s, bro, we were on Sky TV every week.
Really?
Yeah, every week, bro. And all the boys from Auckland Grammar, like Connie and Omar, they were coming over just because we were on TV. Like, so it was easy to market for us. So it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, my school was that little humble school that we never played outside Wellington, bro.
Yeah, it didn't make it out.
Never, yeah, but I reckon it's a massive space, bro. That's where YKTR maybe colleges was.
I think generally that's the play. And then the biggest thing I've learned about content over the years is it's best to build characters, man. Like you don't ever go into it. Like if you look at a movie poster and you look at it and you don't know anyone, you're like, should I watch that? You know. And the best way we can build characters now is through content and like following you around.
That's another kind of thing that's like a struggle at the moment in rugby is like they don't want to build characters, and that's that whole mantra around like it's not about me, it's we kind of thing.
I get that. I still get it. I get it.
But then there's still ways where you can create characters, and and that's where I feel like the people that are in charge at the moment are a bit like, not, how do I say it, like old school.
Yep.
But it needs to be like, we need to move with times, like you say. But at the moment they're like, nah, we can't show her more because it's bad on the team. But like, bro, heroes and villains. When you watch movies, man, you connect with those, like, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you look at a lot of movies, they're quite linear. Like there's always like, show me a movie with no drama, I'll show you one no one's watching. You know what I mean?
Hard,
And even us, like we're not like say YKTR. None of us are super talented or special or anything. But just because we've documented for such a long time, people start to fall in love with that.
Do you find that like because you guys, like obviously league's got their own stuff, but because you guys like on the side doing league content hard out, do you reckon the game's growing because there's more and more like brands talking about the sport and stuff?
Yeah, for sure, bro. So like if you look at I call it like sub media. So obviously there's main media, all your Channel 9s over it, which like Sky Sports back home, but then the ones below it, there's heaps of us down below. So there's like YKTR Sports, Hello Sports, they're like
Bloke in the bar,
yeah, Bloke in the Bar is probably like the big dog. So Bloke in the Bar would be the best. We were kind of there for a little bit, below them, way below them, and then Hello Sports, but they're all different characters, bro. So they're like the Hello Sports boys, they're just two guys that talk absolute shit. And the reason why they grew, Manly were always getting pumped and they used to bet on them 13 plus all the time. Yeah. And they'd been podcasting for 2-3 years, 4 years. And then Manly just kind of grew and they grew with them. And then we start to fall in love with them. Bro, and they're dropping merch and shit and it's selling out quick.
Because from us, we see league, bro. We we see league and how the boys are themselves, like market the game. We see it as like, we're like, fuck, that's gangster, man. We wish we could be like the Penrith boys, like Jerome. He's like the villain.
Cool, eh? They're cool, eh?
He's like the villain. Bro, like just seeing how the league do their stuff, like at the stadiums, and like, I remember Sonny's first game back in league, and they did this whole. I was just like, man, that's the stuff that's like missing in Union.
Yep. So obviously last time you were on my podcast, you talked about jumping over to league. Never eventuated, but was it something that you actually really took seriously?
Bro, really, like post 2019, I like was just to kind of try it out and challenge myself. But then I did my knee, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like 6 months, 7 months injury, and kind of just got put in the back burner. But yeah, it was something I like considered hard out, and then. I don't know when, but like, because I wanted to play for Samoa, Handy, and
like Union or league.
Bro, just in general.
Anyone?
Like I just wanted to represent the homeland. And Union, bro, it was like at that time it was like 5 year stand down, and I was like you know, So league was the only one option that how you can just change.
Yep.
So that was kind of like a push, not a push, but like a massive, like pull for me. But then never really went.
How crazy was that Samoa run last week for League? Yeah.
Bro, man, they should have, like, even in the All Blacks, bro, all us, even Roger, he's Kiwis. Bro, if I wanted to get my camera going, he was celebrating hard, like the boys when they won against England. Bro, just something so powerful about that, bringing, like, you see all the parades and stuff happening.
Yeah, they were still doing parades on like Boxing Day over in Samoa, eh?
But yeah, unreal, man.
I was with Junior Paulo on the weekend. We had a hair cutting for one of the boys. And bro, he was the barber. I was like, this is crazy. Literally one of the game's best props, Samoan captain, and he's spending a Saturday cutting up one of the boys' hair for his hair cutting.
But if we were able to do that, bro, I reckon there will be a lot of boys that will go play
Would
for
ditch?
their home.
Oh, you reckon?
100%.
Shit.
The only difference, bro, like, because NRL, they're privately owned, the clubs, whereas in Union, New Zealand Rugby own
Every club,
the IP. So like in Super Rugby, there's like a cap in terms of how much you can make.
Yep.
And then when you make the All Blacks, there's a separate thing for it, and then you get paid like New Zealand Rugby retainer, which that's like the
big money.
Big money.
So
it's
what would Super Rugby guys get paid? Like, what's the minimum contract?
So like minimums, I think it's like 90.
Yep.
90 grand.
And that's for the 25 weeks. How long is the Super Rugby season now? 20 with the finals?
But you do pre-season, it's longer.
Yeah.
But like 90 grand, 25 weeks, 18 games, I think, including finals.
Yep.
Yeah, and then max is 195.
So the max a Super Rugby player can get paid is 195.
195, yeah.
Fuck, that sucks, eh?
Yeah, and then like for big dogs, like you can get third party with Super Rugby.
Yep.
So like 195 max, and then whatever the club decides that they want to use your IP for, like just you only, then they can pay whatever they want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So is that what you're getting?
Nah. Hell no.
And then so you go like, so is there like NPC? Is it still called NPC? No, it's different.
Yeah, ITM.
Oh, ITM. Is that paid separately? So you can get ITM, Super Rugby, and then
in New Zealand.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So like sense. In France, how they go, this guy's on 1.4 million, like crazy, because that's all just one. Where New Zealand break it down, like you get ITM, Super New Zealand, and it could end up being like say 800.
Oh, okay.
But like, because you hear like 200 grand from Hurricanes or 195, you're like, shit, this is like, compared to the NRL clubs, it's not much, but yeah.
Do you reckon that sort of model will change over time, or do you reckon NZ? Because do NZ, are you dictate like where people play for your club as well? So I'm looking at someone like Geordie Barrett who can easily play fullback, but in my mind, he's 12 for us in the World Cup. So does he have to play 12 because that's coming from the higher up? Or do they just let the coach?
Yeah, let the coach.
Oh, okay.
There may be a little influence.
Yeah.
Like when you're senior, like you can tell the coach, look, I want to play 12 or whatever. But it's mainly just the coach. Yeah, All Blacks coaches kind of, like they don't have a say in terms of Super. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
All right, bro. Bro, what's like? I know you're a deep thinker, and obviously a lot of our ideas will eventuate into product, into services, and we've got a meeting after this a little bit later. What do you want your legacy to be, bro?
Bro, I just want to, I thought about it a lot, I just want to, like, at the end of the day, if I could impact one person's life throughout my career, then that's...
What do you mean by impact? Is it impact, like football? Is it off the field, or just everything in between?
Just everything in between, man. Like, honestly, like, just with my, like, if I can... Like, bit of context, when I play the game, bro, I always pray and I always give thanks for, like, me being able to put smiles on people's faces. Like, people come with their families, and I'm able to, me doing what I do, I'm able to do that for families. So for me, it's just, like, putting smiles on people's faces with the job that I do, and obviously the person that I am with footy.
Yep.
And just leave an impact in any way I can in terms of like brand, in terms of just helping through my journey and experiences, man. That's the...
Is that your North Star, is it?
Is
that your North Star? Is that what all you align to?
That's a great question, man. Like, that's like the gut thing, but Yeah, bro. Honestly, yeah, just leaving an impact on people, man.
I love that.
Positive impact. Simple as that. Yeah.
All right,
What
bro.
about you, bro? Sorry.
My one's a change a little bit recently, but like same as you, bro. Like I used to look at people and like, fuck, I can help this dude, and like a lot of staff that I've hired in the past is just because like they'll tell me about their childhood trauma and not having parents, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can help this dude. And but what I've sort of found is the more I push or the more I chase, the more it goes away.
Yeah.
So like if you think of it like a cat, like if you go after a cat, it will run away, but if you sit there, it'll come to you. So the way I'm thinking now is I just want to live life how I want to live it, and the way I measure success is like if I'm excited to get up, and if I am, bro, you can see it through my content, you can see it through our merch, you can see it through all that, and then same as you, just inspiring people as a byproduct of just being yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Bro, you know what I mean? Like last week I saw, like I met a kid, their parents named them after Ardie.
Yeah,
and like through social channels, they're like, hey, is it okay if I name my, bro, like that's like when you
That's
think
crazy,
about it,
yeah,
that's crazy, man. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, and bloody blessed and grateful to be where I am today and be able to, like, you know, and people feel like they want to name their kids after me. Like that's pretty cool. That's like the feeling like you're like, yo, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. I think like Cheese is kind of passionate about this as well, but like just really trying to open up their mental health space for people. Like I'm not someone that struggled with mental health, but like it's okay to be sad and vulnerable. Like you're like, even the way like your hair was before and you had the goggles on and you're in All Black, like people see you as just like almost like a superhero back in New Zealand. So like Jonah, remember? There's some Samoan kids or Kiwi kids looking up to you in that sort of light, but we never saw those types of people like upset, or like I think it's important for me and you, especially for us back in New Zealand, that it's okay to be like down and sad and like.
And that's what I like about you and YKTR, bro, is the fact that like you guys document like the highs, and also you guys document like the shit that happens. Like, you know, when Sydney and that got in trouble, like they just came in and they faced it. And I think that's what like myself, but like other people resonate with, is like, it's like shit, it's not just another brand that's just posting like, you know, the good shit, but you guys post it and that's what people connect with.
Have you read that stat that like domestic violence goes up after All Blacks lose and shit?
So I heard you talking about that. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Bro, even like stuff like that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, nah.
Like as great as the All Blacks are, and like fuck, I love you guys, but like stuff like that shouldn't be happening. Like maybe our place in this earth is to inspire those back in New Zealand to stop shit like that, mental health. I think that's where we sit, bro.
And that's the part of like sharing the journey. Like, bro, I always say to people, like, don't think like everyone's got shit in their own backyard. Like, and like there's a saying in the Bible, like, for he have not sinned, cast the first stone. Sorry, for he has not sinned, cast the first stone, and that means like, but if you've got your everything clean and you haven't done anything wrong, sweet judge, and you can go at him. But
there's no one.
There's no one. You know, everyone's got their shit going on, and that's like part of it. Like, and a lot of the stuff's like around, like you say, trauma, healing, especially as males, man. Like, there's a dude called that runs She Is Not Your Rehab down in Christchurch. Have you heard of him before?
Nah. Oh, actually, yeah, I have. Yeah,
A real creative dude. Fat Manu Brown's brother.
Oh, is that his brother?
Yeah, it's his brother, bro, in Christchurch. And he just like, which is so true. Like, a lot of our trauma, we take like, we're using our partners or the girls as our rehab. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so a lot of that stuff. Yeah. I'm on that journey as well. I
think a lot of the time, bro, I feel bad because like how my parents raised me. Like I was like raised so well. Like I used to always hear Gary Vee talk about this, and it wasn't until I got like probably in the last year or so that we really sort of clicked, where like my dad was type of the guy that like if he didn't like something, he would just go do his own stuff and like start his own rugby league club, and he used to run the touch tournaments for us, and he was always like me and Quaid's coach and shit like that. Where my mum was just like always a giving person, where she works at a primary school, so like if kids come to school with no lunch, she'd go make them lunch and give, and like we always felt like I was just an extension of those, and like we used to have the highest youth suicide rate in Tukoro in the country per capita, and my mum's like she's walked in on people who've committed suicide, and I hugged them so they wouldn't be alone until the ambulance came, and like they'd passed away. Like, you know what I mean? I've been thinking about that stuff a little bit lately, and you just like you're extension of your family, I'm just an extension of mine, and maybe like, we'll raise in a good way that maybe it's our job to help everyone else, you know what I mean?
100%. And there's still like barriers that a lot of us that are trying to figure out in life, and like particular things that I do, trying to like, what's the root of my behavior, why? And like obviously in the faith space, you kind of get to learn like, you know, why I'm a certain way or behaviors that I am now. Like you learn like the trauma that happened at a young age, or like through the upbringing. Is like, shit, okay, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And it's like healing your inner child kind of thing, bro.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone's got it, eh? Like,
Yeah.
even like I had a really great upbringing, but I reflect back on certain parts of my life, and I didn't deal with them that well. And then I get into like relationships or
You got a
friendships.
missus yet?
Nah.
You're an individual, eh? You're just like being on your own, eh?
Yeah, I think so. So like, I'd need a girl that could sort of complement that. But like, there's times I've been because I just say it straight too. Like when you deal with girls, like a lot of them deal with emotion first before they react. Like guys, we were like, oh, we went to there, we done this, and you talk to a girl about the same scenarios, like, oh, you gotta understand how I was feeling on that day. Where I used to always communicate in the way that I wanted to communicate, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So, and I learned this through football, where I was like a halfback. With Aussie boys, I could go fucking like hurry up. Where with the Islander boys, I'd be like, fuck, like you're better than that. You know what I mean? So, like, because of like in the entrepreneur space, I kind of move so quick. I'd take that communication style outside of the office and like try and be direct, and it doesn't work. You just end up fucking like, and like I enjoy being on my own. Like I've got big dreams, and I get a kick out of everything that I do, but in terms of communication style and relationships, I fucking failed so badly.
Yeah. If you were to like, obviously, ideal, like say like your partner,
Yeah.
what would you say you like want someone to compliment you? What would that like kind of look like?
See, even me saying that now and hearing it back, it just sounds like the most selfish shit in the world. You know what I mean? Like I said it, and I was like, then I heard you say it back. I'm like, fuck, he sounds selfish. I actually don't know, bro.
You don't know.
What works for you and Sass?
Bro, opposite say like, but she don't even watch my rugby games. Oh, she does. But like, we'll lose, and she's like, babe, such an awesome game. What? But like, yeah, like, I think, bro, the biggest thing for Sass now is like, she brings peace to my life, bro. Like, as, I don't know for any other male, but fuck, when I go home after work, you just want peace, and you want like clarity, you want a like sense of safe space. And I think she's like she does that in tenfold.
Yeah.
But you know, when you go home and you got to worry about, oh shit, I'm gonna argue about this, this and that. Like, you just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, she just brings peace to my life, bro. So it's, yeah.
That's what I need. That's what I need. A bit of peace.
Yeah, peaceful, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
you always chill, eh? You always
Just
seem
chill,
calm.
you know? Yeah, like just nice and peaceful, and yeah, just chilly vibes. And like, obviously, she just allows me to do what I do, selfishly as well. Like, we're at that point where I'm like, shit, she sacrificed a lot for my career. Like, obviously, I've been in the game for a while, so I'm at that point where I'm like, babe, is there anything like you want to do for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, go in, you know. So we're kind of trying to break those barriers around. She's just been doing everything for me, so I just really want her to like go and do her thing.
Does she know what she wants to do, or not really?
Well, she's like business degrees, and she's got like degrees and whatnot. But like, and that was before I made it in rugby, and as soon as I made it, like, it just she kind of slowly just like, she's a full-time mum now. But yeah, I don't know. She wants to like do PT. She loves her trainings and stuff like that, with like help like new mothers, stuff like that. Yeah, so still don't know, but just still trying to encourage. Yeah.
What's one part of life do you wish you could change right now? Or is everything just kind of like, obviously life's kind of like, especially being an All Black, you know what I mean? You're juggling like plates at a time,
Yeah.
gotta be a dad, like a little business side. Is there one part that you'd love to improve?
But I'd love to be able to have a job or do something that I love, that's bringing in an income that my family could be content with.
Yep.
And spend more time with my family. If that makes sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you want to be passionate about something, but something that allows you time and money to spend more time with them.
Like, for example, like, I always dreamed of like living in Bali with my family and doing mahi on my laptop.
Yep.
And just being like, hey babe, just gonna for this next block of 4 hours, I'm just gonna you go with I like sit at the poolside and I just do my work.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, and that's
us, man. Let's do that.
very hard, but that's what I want, you know?
Yeah.
Or you can work anywhere in the world and be able to put food on the table. Wife's happy, the kids are, you know, happy, and you're setting up your family. Like
I heard this cool quote the other day that he said, like, success is when you get older and your kids want to hang around with you. I was like, I don't have kids, but I was just going.
But I got 3, man. At the moment, like sometimes even this chum, like, yo, I get to have like 7 sleeps.
Yeah, in a row.
You know, but yeah, man, that's the dream, that's the goal, and that's the big reason why I like coming with you, because I feel like, in a selfish way, like you're probably the best person that could help try and set that up or put me in the right direction into that.
Yeah, and I think like for me, I've always seen business as like, there's times I've made like great money in a month, like crazy money, like more money than I used to make in football, and I've pocketed it, and like it doesn't make me feel anything different. And like there's times where like I hired Simi, and then we went around the way to get his kids to do like, oh, hey, you've been hired by YKTR, and that filled my cup up way more than like money coming into my pocket. And then I remember doing that. This was like 2 years ago. And then I was like, oh, this is my thing. I need to help these people. And I was always trying to help the people around me. But that Julian Petroulis, he said like, and it's not about money, but he goes, strangers will make you a millionaire before your friends and stuff do. Yeah. And then, like all these little quotes, especially recently, have sort of come back. So I think it's like, I get a kick out of inspiring people through being myself, but I think it's like more beneficial and scalable when it's like everyone else that's benefiting from it, not just people within. It's not like family either, you know what I mean? You're tight with your brother and your family. Mine have just been my friends. I'm like, fuck, let's all just go this way. Yeah. And I like, the thing is like, my thing is like, I want to go to sleep with a clear conscience. Yeah. Like you can line your pockets, you can be as successful as you want, but if you can't sleep, well, what's the point? So that's always been my like North Star. And like, if people see our journey with Chico and Normie, like I'm the one that could have dipped out or all gone, like gone.
Are they still involved?
Yeah, they still own it. And I'll never take anything away from them unless they want to sell it or something. If we get to that point of the conversation, like that's cool, but like you'll never see me trying to fuck those dudes over, because that's just how I'd rather do business.
Yeah, 100%.
And if we do this business here, it's like 50-50. If we go on to do more stuff, we have that conversation, I'll do whatever I can to keep that. Because as the more successful you get, bro, and you understand this is like, you got your day one friends that you hang around with and they won't treat you any different. But then all your friends after that become like, they're there for you because you're doing something. You know what I mean?
I heard you say it before, bro. New levels, new devils, bro.
That's it.
Hey.
Do you know what's crazy, bro? The day I wrote down like bigger goals, like 6 months ago, bro, literally the next day, bro.
No way.
Yeah, literally the next day.
Bro, how long have we got left? Because I wanted to ask, like, pick your brain, bro. Like, just, bro, like, you know what, in terms of, like these, like, because I know, like, some of my close boys listen to you, but like, if you're in your daily job, what's the best way to figure out what you're passionate about to earn, go for a side hustle, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I'd go reverse engineer. So like the question I used to ask myself is like, if I got to wake up every single day, like what would it be? And what would I want to do? And the thing you said about Bali resonated with me so much, because in 2015, I was more keen about Bali than I was going back to pre-season.
Me too.
And then that was the first question. I was like, how can I live there for like, and what money do I need and what am I passionate about? And at the time I was like, if I can make 10K a month, I want to come live here. That's all I wanted to make. Bro. And then obviously...
I think, man, too, bro.
Yeah. And I could do that now. Like, I could go live in Bali like right now, which is a cool feeling to have. But like, I think you want to get to a point, and sort of to steer away from the question is like, I think you want to get to a point where like holiday and your real life, there's no difference between it. Like you get excited to go on holiday. Once you're on holiday, you're like, fuck, I want to go back. And like, that's the dream. That's the dream. When you wake up on Monday, you're excited. Fridays are like, oh fuck, like I've got a weekend now. I'm going to have 2 days off. Like to me, that's the dream.
Yeah.
But in terms of saying that, like there's plenty of ways you can make money, bro.
Yeah. Because I Gary Vee, and he mentioned around like writing down a list of like the things you love to do, and I think you talked about it, like hanging with the boys, playing PlayStation and shit like that, and like you're doing your job, and then you like say it's like, for example, you love playing PlayStation with the boys, and it's like then you start playing it, get good at it, and then how you can monetize it, and it's like Twitch,
Yeah,
Like
so
just little things like that, eh?
But the thing is, bro, you have to build a brand. You have to build a personal brand. So, like, say you've got a personal brand now. So, and I always associate content to playing rugby. If you're playing good rugby, contracts come. If you're making good content, you're going to sell clothes. The thing now, the world is becoming a lot more individualistic. So, like, we've had 3 people leave in the past month because they've had better opportunities. But like our parents, for example, they just wanted a nice, safe job for the rest of their life.
My dad's like that now, bro.
Same as my dad. He's worked the same job his whole life. But that's what they wanted. Now, we've come through a phase now. We watch like Instagram and we see people flying around. We want freedom. We don't want safety. We want to be the ability to leave whenever we want. You know what I mean? We're not afraid to live in apartments because we grew up watching Friends. Like, those are the things that we position ourselves as, where our parents like white picket fence, safe house. Like, you know what I mean? It's all sort of changed now. So the biggest brands in the world are built around like individuals, like Kanye West, like Oprah, Elon Musk. Like they build their brand, but their personal brand's just as big. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I resonate with the word freedom. Like, you mentioned that.
That's what everyone wants. Everyone's financial freedom and time freedom.
And because I remember you saying, man, like, in league, you just felt like you're in a box sometimes. And that's how I feel now. Like, you got, like, part of me is like, man, I can't wait, but I'm excited about the day I walk away, because then my freedom, I'm able to just do whatever the hell I want. You know what I mean?
And the scary thing is, bro, you'll leave, you'll roll into that freedom, and then you'll crave routine again. It's a fucked up thing about life. It took me a while to figure it out. Same as you, I was like, I don't have to answer to anyone. I could do whatever I want. But then you actually miss routine, because then like parents, from 1 to 5, bedtime, got a routine, get them into bed. From 5 to 17, you're at school at this time. So you actually think you crave freedom, but you actually crave structure again.
Structure, eh?
Yeah, so
I've been through that, eh? Like, I can't wait, and then you're just like, waste the day. Comes like 1 p.m, you're like, what am I doing? I've done exactly nothing in this day.
And the thing is about business, and you'll enjoy this as you get it past, like, you still got something to work towards too, where like a lot of people that struggle going from football into like a normal job is like, they don't have that like one team camaraderie around, but they're not working towards like the really big goal. They're not taking a step towards that day to go to the next big thing. So, and that's what I've found in business that correlates. You're never going to get the same vibe of running out in front of 80,000 people at a World Cup final. Like, you're just not going to get that. But you can have like your weekly wins of like, oh shit, we're dropping a collection, I'm nervous about this, or I've made an impact. The same photos that you get through football, you'll get that through content. Like, we had that with Scope and Mace. Like, Mace was walking around and getting more photos from a podcast than he was playing football. You know what I mean? So you can still get those same like endorphin hits from different areas in life, but they just come in different ways, and they don't hurt your body as much.
In terms of athletes, bro, what's the where's the biggest like? How can athletes, I guess, monetize or not monetize? Like, use, I guess, the digital era, social media. How can athletes like use that to the best potential while they're in the game?
Best marketing in the world is playing good footy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I could have $10,000 and go, all right, Ardie, we're going to do this cool marketing campaign, drones flying around, you're going to be running past the beehive, shit like that. But the best marketing is playing good football. But in saying that, if you want to, not everyone wants to do this. I look at guys like Kawhi Leonard or James Tedesco. They want to hide their sort of life. I think the beauty in content lies in the in-betweens. So most of you guys, Super Rugby, all train the same. You got 80 minutes, but what happens between field and weights? There's always that little white space there. What happens from Monday to Friday? And if you look the way that content's worked over the last couple of years, or like say last 20 years, we've gone from you have to be scouted and you get on a movie or TV series, then it moved into reality TV shows, and then it moved into vloggers, and now it's into TikTokers. Like, the thing is, you have to be talented to be there. But now you can kind of just be anyone. But what people want is to attach themselves to something, because a lot of people don't really like their life. Like they want to live week to week and follow the Hurricanes or the All Blacks because that gives them a form of escapism. They want to follow certain people because they like want escapism from their life. And that's the beauty of it. And the thing what I've realized with content recently, it doesn't have to be well produced.
The most like hits on my social media is the ones that are just like, hey guys, like,
And like, if you're creative and you're creative, it hurt your feelings like a little bit because we put our creativity up on a pedestal, you know.
Yeah, bro.
And like, there's times where he's laughing behind here. Like, we can put this well-produced shit together, and then someone can jump on TikTok with the fake green screen behind them, bro. Start talking, and it just kills.
I know.
Like that high school content, bro. That was killing for us, and I just literally screenshot and put a tweet. And in terms of views, it was smashing everything else we're doing.
You hurt some feelings around the same place, the potty all, bro.
That wasn't me, bro. That wasn't me. I'm trying to stay away from that.
Sharks, yeah, bro. That's mean. And like, you know, in terms of like the younger athletes, bro, in terms of that, because I know there's some young boys in the space that want to, but just kind of don't know how to, like around the social space, around building their brand. Or that just comes down to like just being confident in doing it, because I know in this, like you say,
New Zealand's
like,
hard, bro, because everyone mocks each other. Like Islander humans mock it, like.
Yeah, and if you play shit or you're not playing well and you're posting every day, like it's always like it's like a forbidden thing. But like like someone like me, I've like I don't give a fuck if I'm playing shit, I'll like document it and create that. But
that's it. Like I always talk about like a 1-to-1 ratio between social media and life. And one of the greatest compliments I can get as someone who makes content is like, oh, you're like the same in real life, and there's you are on content. So I found that in uni when I played football. Like we used to hide things. I used to hide drinking and stuff like that. And like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking. Where like I've moved into the next phase of life. Bro, the best thing you can be, bro, honestly, is being accepted for who you actually are. Yeah. And I get the conversation of like, oh, you played bad, you shouldn't be posting. But like even like talking about like how you played bad, what I've found, and even over the past couple of weeks, is like if I let it out there and I'm just purely myself, like you just feel lighter, bro. You don't got no stress on your shoulders or in your head, and like, oh, this is me fucking 34-year-old crying because I lost a staff member. But it's like, oh, that's me. I go out into the world and I'm like, oh, you know who I am. Like, I don't have to pretend to be anyone. It could just be yourself. I think most people want to be loved for who they actually are. And if you can get paid for it, even better.
That's it, man. That's it. Sharks mean, bro. Thanks for that. I just wanted to ask because I'm always on like socials, like athletes, how to monetize and like just on Google and stuff like that. But
so many ways, bro. But you got to have content, bro, because that's the entry point into everything. Like if you think of rugby, it's content. Like it's just like these guys are playing a game on TV and everyone gets to watch it. If you strip away from everything, it's just content. Harry Potter, it's a book. That's content. Like everything, music, that's content. You just got to find your medium of what you're good at. And the thing is, bro, it's going to be like a Royal Rumble where everyone's going to come in. But certain people are going to win, but everyone can sort of win in their own sort of way. It doesn't have to be like sports where, like, if me and you are playing sports together, for you to win, I have to lose. They call that like zero-sum games. In business and life, like, you can win and I can win too. It doesn't have to be at the expense of one another.
There's always a piece of pie for everyone, eh?
Everyone. And if you're the guy, bro, make more pies. Like, that's the one where, like, everyone thinks there's one piece here and, like, here's my cut, here's yours. But if you're the guy, make more.
That's it, bro. And bring everyone at the top. Shucks.
Anything else, bro?
No, I was just trying to think, like, I'm asking from a selfish point of view too. Nah, not from the top of my head.
All right, bro. Let's just obviously, I'm very excited to work with you and put some projects. We got some cool ideas,
Ideas. It's just Sasha, bro. With the ideas thing, oh, babe, this and that. Sasha just looks at me just like, rolls her eyes because, like, I'm all this ideas, man. But nah, man.
Well, you got me in your corner, bro. I can manufacture products.
Man, that's it.
I've traveled the world. I've been in product for 6 years, and let's just make something fucking cool, bro. Cool
content. Let's bang it.
We've got some other ideas too, bro.
I love how
maybe in about 5 years there might be another one. We can roll back to this.
Maybe there's something with Essex too. Essex, Yktr.
Yeah,
look
get the boys on.
Essex, bro.
I got them on too. All right, bro. Thank you for your time.
No worries, man.
Knowledge as always, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks, my guy.
Much love, my guy. Let's go.